Hello, and today I will teach you how to install Ubuntu Linux in VirtualBox or not in VirtualBox. I will tell you how to do it both ways. So first of all, I assume that you have already downloaded Ubuntu. If you're doing it on a computer, you can download whichever one your computer is, 32-bit or 64-bit. If you're doing VirtualBox, I recommend 32-bit because it has less bugs. And I assume that you have already downloaded both VirtualBox and the ISO. You will also need to burn it to a CD if you are doing it on a computer. But otherwise, let's go start up VirtualBox. So, if you're doing this on an actual computer, you'll see a thing somewhere around here that tells you where to skip to, because this part is just going to tell you how to set up the VirtualBox. So you want to click on New, and it'll say Welcome to the new virtual machine wizard. Then you want to type in the name, which you can pick whatever you want, but I'm going to do Ubuntu Test, and then click Next. So for the memory, I recommend a gig, so 1024 megabytes. And for this, create new hard disk. You really don't need it otherwise unless you're using other virtual machine software, so just pick VDI. Dynamically allocated is the best because fixed size I have tried and it's pretty buggy on Ubuntu for some reason. So I usually do 30 gigabytes for my virtual machine, but for this demonstration I will do 20. But usually I would put 30, like that. But 20 is about minimum, I would say, if you want to like normally use it. Then you want to press on create and it'll make a virtual machine. Then you want to press create again, and here's your new virtual machine. Now you need to press on settings because you need to specify some special options. So first of all, after it's loaded, go to system and press on enable IO API-C. Then for processor, use your maximum processor cores because that works the best, and checkbox enable PAE/NX, and for acceleration leave these checked. For display, I would recommend bumping up the video memory to max, and monitor count, you can use more than one if you have more than one, and then check enable 3D acceleration if you're going to do things like use it normally. And then don't check enable 2D video acceleration because see, it says non-optimal settings detected. That is because this only works for Windows guests. See, it says right here. So don't check that. Then for storage, click on this new CD DVD button and press on choose disk. And then I'm going to be installing Ubuntu 10.04 because I like the long-term releases, and currently Unity at the time of the making of this video is pretty beta-ish. So I'm going to use the long-term release, and then select your ISO and click open, and then click OK. Now here, press on start virtual machine, and then press on OK. For all the pop-ups, just click on OK. And here you'll see boot up. And you'll be able to move your mouse in and out of it like this without having to capture, which means clicking inside to make your mouse be inside. Now it should give you this screen that says install. You can try it if you want to, but I'll just install because like I already know how this works. So it'll say setting up the clock. Yeah, I'm in United States. I guess I'm around Los Angeles. 15, yeah, it's the same time. Use the suggested option, or if it isn't the right one, then click on choose your own. And you can type things here to see if your thing is right. Then I don't recommend doing, well, if you're doing it on an actual computer that has something that has an operating system on it, you'll see a partition thing on it. And basically, most people say erase and use the entire disk, but I like to specify the partitions manually. And if you want to do this on an actual computer and you need to make a partition, then I'll have a video up here if anyone needs it. So it says, since this is a virtual machine, there's nothing on it, so I'll click on new partition table, but you should have something here called free space if you're not doing a virtual machine. But this is like mostly for virtual machines. So click on continue, then where it says free space, click add, and then select logical partition, and then in here, write how many gigabytes you want the swap to be, which I would recommend to be 2 times the amount of RAM you have. So for this virtual machine, I recommended using 1000, so we'll be using 2000 gigabytes or 2048 megabytes, and do beginning. And here, very important, you have to click on swap area and then click on OK. Then press on free space again and click add. Then select either primary or logical. For this one, I'm going to do primary and type in about 15 gigabytes, I would say, but if you have a big hard drive, then you can do 20 or 25. So 15 gigabytes would be 15,360 megabytes, and select ext4 journaling and make the mount point be slash. Then click on free space again and press on add, and then get all this remaining space and still ext4 and set the mount point to /home. Okay. Then you're done. So you want to click on forwards. Then you want to type in your name. And then you can put your username. Your username cannot have capitals, so by default it'll be this minus the capitals. For the password, since this is a virtual machine, I'm going to do a simple password. But if you're doing this on an actual computer, then make it a bit better. And here I'm going to use my coding. You can make the name of this computer anything, or you can leave it as default. So I'm going to do. By the way, the name can have capitals in it, and I'm going to do U1004 TV, and then for a virtual machine I would do login automatically, but for a regular computer you would do require my password to log in, especially if you have more than one user, or you're planning to have more than one user. So then click on forwards, and then you can review all of this if you want. Then click on install. So now it'll install everything. You can read through all of this, and basically now you just have to wait. So I will pause the video and come back when it has finished installing. Yeah, oh, and also, I wanted to tell you, the reason I'm using the Windows Basic theme is because this computer, as you have seen in the last video, can fully support Arrow, but for some weird reason, the recorder and Arrow don't like each other very much, so I'm going to use the Basic theme. Because in the last video, it gave me a pop-up down here that says, your theme has been switched to Windows 7 Basic, and it took away my Rocket dock. So yeah, bye, and I'll see you when it's done. Oh, and if it's a skip over here, then you can click on it if you want, but I would click on it. And so, yeah. Okay, here, and the operating system, Ubuntu Linux, has finished installing, and you should get this window that says installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation, so you just click on restart now. And should say, please remove the disk and close the tray if any, then press enter. So you need to go here and make sure that there's no disk. So click on remove disk from virtual drive if there is one. Or just, if you're using an actual computer, take it out of the tray, then press the enter key, and says will now restart, and you'll get all those pop-ups again. And that, what you just heard, was the login sound for Ubuntu. It means that your sound drivers are on. Don't worry if you don't hear that later. Well, you should hear it, but if you're using VirtualBox and you don't hear it, then the later parts will show you how to fix that problem. So, watch part 2, which there should be a link somewhere on the screen. Watch part 2 to find out important things that you should do. Whether you're using VirtualBox or non-VirtualBox, and then watch part 3, which is VirtualBox only, for things that you should do if you're using VirtualBox that let you have much better graphics capabilities. So, yeah, bye for now.